Hello, my name is Annabeth, and today I am going to be deciding to do like a little guide to speedrunning this game. It's not going to be that interesting, to be completely honest, but it might help some people who might have some like confusion over certain strats, I guess, if that's a thing that you have. So anyway, so this level I'm just going to show 80%. The levels for the most part will get played the same in 80% replay, story, free play, all that. There are some differences to having extras enabled, but for the most part, this game is as it is. So, we're going to start with Philosopher's Stone, and we're going to start in the level Privet Drive. And we're going to start with replay story. This video is going to be on, so you're going to want to do this, and then what you're going to want to do is you're just going to want to fly over that wall and then talk to Vernon. You won't be able to move until it forcibly opens the pause menu, and then you just talk to Dudley, and you'll just fly over here. I do about 5 steps. Once you land in there, you can do that, fly over this wall, and then go upstairs. Then you just talk to Petunia and go back downstairs. Now, you can just walk, but I like to fly more directly to Vernon, and then you talk to him, and then the letter will pop up, and then you can collect it. I like to walk around and collect some studs, and then that. Now here, what you want to do is you want to hold that when he gets close, so you can walk forward. I managed to fuck up and fall through the floor. That's a thing that can happen, but you want to move a bit forward so you can get here. When you get to around about here, you want to start holding select so that you can fly right over the door. Here, you want to immediately fly, and then land. You won't die because you'll end up getting stuck in this. And then you want to fly over the Rat Man, and then here you're home free. You can go right to Gringotts. You've just passed the Rat Man. And this will be the last of the level. So what you want to do is from about here, you want to start flying. Once you're over that, you want to land back right behind it. Just get over the wall and land behind it. And then once you've landed behind it, obviously you're going to be in Gringotts, and all you need to do is just talk to this goblin. So that is the first level. It's just fly over some barriers. Typically from where that is, it's about 7 steps, and then you don't continue moving in that direction because the trigger's right behind the door, and if you go much farther, you're just gonna die, obviously. But yeah. Now, if you've watched the video I made about moonjumping and cutscene glitch, you'll already know how to, some of the weird quirks of Moonjump, such as the ability to move forward during dialogue with it, and the fact that if you do it from a standstill, you're going to die after a bit. So anyway, you just want to fly over here, and you're going to land here. Basically, you do about 5 steps, and you got to do a bit of a rightward thing, but it's mostly upright. But there's like one rightward step. Then you want to go from about here. And from this guy, my right stick has a weird issue, so that left stick has a weird issue, so that happens sometimes where it just starts moving. Don't worry about that. Anyway, so from about here, you want to walk to this, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then hold upright. Once you've done that, you can just land behind that. And then from here, you can just start flying from whenever, and I typically try to visual, so once that cart's off screen, then you land. So that's a visual, typically. And then you just walk into the cart. Up next is shopping in Diagon Alley, where I'm going to explain how you want to start this. So once you hit continue story, once you get into the loading screen, you want to immediately hold select in a direction. But you don't want to hold select too long or you're going to get stuck in that landing animation. But at the same time, you want to hold select so you start moving so you're not stuck in place because of that dialogue. It's a minor time save, but it is a time save. When you want to just avoid people walking across the alley in places, fly over this door, land right behind it, and end the level. Next up is platform 9 3/4, which starts with a cutscene. So what you want to do is you want to spam. So once you get into the loading screen, you're spamming start. And then once the dialogue starts, do that about a couple times, and then you should be able to move normally. When you reach the tender, you want to start flying. That's fine. I touched the top of the trigger, and it's a delayed trigger. So basically, you just want to touch the trigger and eventually it'll work. It's a bit janky. You can just fall below it and still get the trigger and get it that way. It's really weird. Up next, what is the Gryffindor house level. So it starts with a cutscene, so spam start. And as soon as you see Percy, get the dialogue. And now, what you're doing is you're holding this direction, fly on top of the table, and shoot that. And then build this. You don't need to talk to Lee Jordan before you collect his megaphone, by the way. Just a weird quirk of the game. Just walk behind him, grab the megaphone, and then talk to him. And then, boom, there's Neville. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to go up to Neville, you're going to talk with him at the same time you hold select. And I held it for slightly too long there, but it's basically, you just want to land right here. And then walk up next to this, because if you're a bit far away, the frog will be bouncing around. Walk up next to this, as soon as you shoot it and the frog spawns, you can collect it. Fly back over and talk to Neville. Now you want to go talk to Percy again, and that's going to end this section. I hope that all made sense. Now, when you get into this section, what you're going to do is once you get on these stairs, you're going to fly over a dialogue trigger. That's all that is. You're flying over a dialogue trigger, so you skip some dialogue. And then you just fly up here, and then you're in here. And now we're in the actual lesson, which is a bit of a fun one. So basically what we're going to have is we're going to have to spam through some dialogue. It's whatever. Hermione's going to show off. And then you're going to get your own feather. Levitate it. And now you're going to get the two statues. Levitate the first one. And then you basically want to land up there. If you can land right where the baton will spawn, that's great. When you talk to him, you want to fly over him. I was facing the wrong way, so it didn't quite work, but you fly over him. You can hold select during the like as soon as you start talking to him, just fly over him. So that's that level. It's all good. Next level is Transfiguration, which literally does not need Moonjumps to be done fast. Moonjumps save, like, frames or something. Once you do that, you want to hold upright and just spam attack so you destroy that chair, because you're going to have to walk through that part in a bit. And you want to character swap so you don't get the animation of putting away your wand there. And then Transfig. I've memorized where everything is. I'm doing it badly because I'm trying to talk and explain what's going on as I do these. But yeah, basically you do that. When you have Fast Spell on, I think Fast Spell is supposed to allow you to skip those mini games, but it's never done so properly for me, so maybe it's just glitched or something. Maybe it's specifically on this port that it's glitched. I don't know. And then you want to do this one, which is a chest, which is a pattern you're going to see a lot. So just get used to this pattern because you are going to see it a lot. So this pattern's a much easier one to remember. But the other two patterns are pretty easy to remember because they're in the first level. Now what you want to do is in this, you want to be holding directly left and select, and you're just going to fly over that. Talk to McGonagall and run away from her because we don't want to talk about this level. Okay, the next level is very simple. You can start moving in, you can start doing your movement inputs in loading screens, by the way. It's like you're instantly moving as soon as the level loads in and you gain control. So what you want to do is as soon as you get to the loading screen, you're going to hold down, left, and select. And as soon as you hear a footstep, let go of select and keep holding down left, and you're just going to end the level instantly. That is how you get a world record IL for that. A tied world record IL, by the way, because yeah, we don't use milliseconds, by the way. There's a few other levels where a similar principle applies, although it's a different direction. So we'll explain those when we get to them. So that was the really easy level. Anyway, here what we're gonna do, what you want to do is you want to land basically on that table. Why? Because you're more gate kept by your ability to go up than your ability to go down, to move horizontally. So you just fly up and grab the key. Yeah. And then you just press A in front of the lock, spam through the dialogue, and that's the level. You just gotta fly up there and get the key, but you want to do it from that table and get onto that table with the dialogue, because you need to move vertically more than you need to move horizontally. Don't worry about being farther away from the key horizontally, because you're closer to it vertically, and that's what matters more in this. So the next level is the troll level, which starts with a cutscene. Now you move down twice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I'm just going to explain that a bit better. So basically how this works is from the start, what you're going to do is you're going to move down twice, and then you're going to go up to this wall, and then start holding... Okay, I messed it up. But basically what you want to do is, then you want to face towards that, you want to go down 2 steps, and then you start walking towards the wall and holding select. As soon as you start going in the air, then you count to 10. Once you reach 10, then you're going to hold up left for 7. So I'm going to demonstrate again. I'm going to enter in free play. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let go of select and keep holding this direction. I did it wrong. It was supposed to be 17, not 7. It's been too long. I'm doing bad math. It's 17, not 7. So that's the important correction. So, yeah. Down 2, start walking towards the wall and holding select. And then once you start flying, it's 10, left 10, up left 17. So 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Let go and fall. Now you want to avoid triggering peeves here. It doesn't matter the first time you go through the level to avoid triggering peeves here because you have cutscene glitch enabled, but on the second time you don't, so you want to make sure you don't trigger peeves. So we're actually going to start flying from about here and fly over peeves. Once you can't see the wall, then you land. If you land on top of the door, just character swap and walk into it. And then once you're in the troll, just back out if you're doing this. I'm not going to show you the troll fight because it's really quite simple. I think you can follow along from an actual speedrun perspective, and I don't want to deactivate cutscene glitch right now. So instead, I'm just going to go all the way to Incendio, which we're doing in Replay Story. Now you're going to want to want to start by walking left rather than just straight upright, because you're actually spawning in here. So what's going to end up happening is you're going to get stuck on that. So you want to walk left, and then you can start walking up left. Fly up here, and then just go through the door. It's very simple. And now what you're going to do is you're going to spam through dialogue with Flitwick. Now this one's a bit funky. You're going to stand about here, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to move towards the door. Now hold this direction, and as soon as he starts talking, do a single jump, hop, fly, and then you do that. Just a single hop, fly, and you're good. So the next level is, I believe it's potions, I want to say. So from potions, what you're going to want to do is you're not going to start flying. You're going to start moving before the level loads, but you're not going to start flying. And then from about that student, you want to fly. Once you're over the door, then you fall and swap to Harry. And you're going to spam through some dialogue. And rather than just walk up to the chest and open it, you want to shoot it from afar so it opens before you reach it. Walk up to Snape and talk to him again. And then what we're going to do is leave. Now from this one, you can just hold directly left and start flying immediately. Land in here. Set that on fire. Stand next to it. Once you reach the part with the bookshelf, then you can start flying. Land back here and land in here. And just go through the door. Walk up to Snape a little bit and talk to him. Now you want to be holding down as you do this animation. If you did it correct, which I definitely didn't, you'll be able to walk and land next to it. And when you can do that, once it lands, you want to walk into where it lands immediately to collect the bouncing thing before it bounces once. Minor time save, but it's time save. Talk to Snape, face towards the potion, and start brewing. And potion brewing is honestly terrible. But we have to do it, so yeah. You can make 2 mistakes with a potion, with an ingredient, by the way. So that's why I will spam off an input. There. Because I don't need to get those correct, so I can just do that. Once that's done, you want to be moving... Yeah, you want to just do Moonjumps to get yourself closer to the door. And then just go through the door. A Quidditch level. Right, it starts with a cutscene, so you want to spam start once you get into the loading. And then you're going to be holding sort of down, right? And then you just want to fly about 3 steps and land in there. Now you're going to hold up and then go up right for about 5 steps. Now you want to kind of hold like... Now from about here, what you want to hold is you want to actually already be holding select when you go into this area. And you're going to basically be holding left, but it's not quite left. It's a bit up left, but it's not fully up left. So it's just kind of like that. And then you land in there and then skip the cutscene, and then that's the level. It's a really short and simple level. Doesn't have much to it. Next level is restricted section. What you're going to want to do is once you get the loading screen, you're going to hold directly right and select. Once the dialogue starts, you can let go. Then you want to stand a bit back from that, fly into the cloak to grab it during the dialogue, so you can start walking towards the door sooner. And in actual story, you're going to do that. Now, you're going to want to walk for about 8 steps, and then you can hold up, but I kind of messed it up by not being moving there, but then you hold up and you fly this way a bit. It doesn't matter, and then you land in here. Now hold up left and fly over these. Spam through the dialogue, fly over all the bookshelves. And then from here, you want to fly in here. Now, this one's a bit of a tight fly. You want to just kind of land right behind the wall. And then just go through the gate. Now, here, you're going to hold left, and you're going to go 20 times. Now, I wasn't counting, so I'm going to have to go back, which I'm not entirely sure is possible here. So, if it's not, well, we're screwed. I'm screwed on demonstrating. Yeah, you can't. But basically, you just gotta go from about here, and you're gonna go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 25. As soon as you let go, you're holding down as well as left. And then just walk through this door and skip the cutscene. It's whatever. As soon as you land, you want a character swap so you're not stuck in the landing animation. You never want to get stuck in the landing animation. You want to avoid it as much as possible. So this is now the Lumos charm, and what we're going to do is we're going to corner cut here. It's about 5 footsteps to do that corner cut properly, and then you just go in there. And then spam through the dialogue with Flitwick. Just, it's whatever. It's simple. You should be able to figure out what you're doing here. Spam through the dialogue, and then you gotta wait a sec for it to get dark. Do the spell once, and then boom. Now here you want to be going like, you want to hold up left and select, go up there. Now do that, walk a bit forward, and use Incendio on that. And you go up here, and you're just going to fly up to grab that. I missed it, but I still collected it anyway. I missed the platform, but still collected it anyway. Walk through there to grab that potion, now go up here. Once you see this, you're going to wait for him to jump off, twirl to stun him, and then attack him. He's a one-hit once you stun him. Do this exact same corner cut, doesn't matter that the Lumos goes away, and then talk to Flitwick once you land. Start walking, fly back up here, and just walk to the exit. It's really quite simple. Next is Forbidden Forest, which begins with a cutscene. So what you're going to do is you're going to want to... So this one's a fun one. So what you're going to do is in the loading, hold down, left, and select, and spam start. Skip through that dialogue once this cutscene's skipped, and this is a fun one. Okay, so you see that gold stud that's right there, the one I'm facing? What you want to do is, from about this rock, start walking towards it with the D-pad, and hold select. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I want to do about 20 to 22 steps. I was a bit off somehow. But yeah, I think you want to be a bit north of this rock. A bit this direction of this rock. But 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, how am I missing this? Genuinely, did I forget the setup or something? Is it from this gold stud? I doubt it. Whatever. Once you land, swap to Malfoy, and then what you're going to do is you're going to fly over this. You don't want to land directly behind it, or you're going to hit a dialogue trigger. Just fly for a bit, land, swap to Harry, fly over this thing, land behind it, and get into dialogue. Now, this is a hard one. Start flying during the dialogue. When you gain control back, you want to face in the right direction. Now, I am facing in the right direction. You want to make sure you're able to face towards that door. Fly through it. That's Neville's skip. It's such a pain in the butt skip, so if you're not getting it, it's fine. Getting the angle to make sure you're flying towards it is hard. So incredibly hard. So I'm not good. So don't freak out if you're having trouble getting it. World record missed it, by the way. So don't freak out if you miss Neville's skip. It's no big deal. It's a few seconds. It's a few seconds. Barely. Like, not even 10 seconds. Not even 10 seconds is getting saved by doing Neville's skip. So, like, don't worry about it. Okay? The things you want to worry about are movement, general execution. Movement, that's all you need to worry about. Doing good movement and all that. That's the main thing you need to worry about when you're starting out. But Neville's skip is something you should still go for when you're starting out, because if you get it, that's time save. If you don't get it, whatever. Is all I'm saying. So now we're moving on to the fucking auto-scroller. And you know what? I'm gonna edit this and just skip over the auto-scroller so, like, you don't have to deal with the freaking auto-scroller, because it's so bad. It's boring. Who cares? I don't. I really don't. It's a boring part of the level. So, I'm just gonna edit that out. Although I will note that in free play and replay story, you can use invincibility to do it. Also, at the first time, you want to spam A so you can skip the hints that are going to pop up. That's not going to happen in replay story, but it is going to happen. Okay, I actually had something to say about the auto-scroller to make it up. That's hilarious. Also, you'll see that I follow the trail of Stood. You don't have to, it just makes it easier to avoid all the obstacles. You only ever get hit by Fluffy twice. It's just how it is with this. Yeah, even that obstacle can be missed, even after you get locked a bit by that floppy bite. And then you kind of want to just, if you're streaming, you're going to want to warn your viewers that you're about to get, like, really annoying sounds just non-stop for this next part. That's not important to the run, it's just polite, in my opinion, if you ask me. Apparently we're just not editing out this because I actually have things to say here. Which is wild that I had things to say about the autoscroller. I probably won't about the dragon one when I inevitably get around to explaining that, which I only really feel like explaining year 1 today, so have fun with your year 1 runs. Although for year 1 runs, by the way, you're going to start on Incendio and then end on Mountain Troll, so that you have cutscene glitch for the whole thing. That's just a general rule of thumb. So there's that, and we're going to hold upright, and from about here, start flying for about 7 steps. And then come back in once you're above that. And then we're going to start going from walking around here. You want to walk around that book. From about here, start holding select. And then once you're over that wall, land behind it. And then it's the boss fight. And the boss fight is... it's rinse, repeat. I'm just going to walk up here. I'm going to show you the path that's optimal. You want to go on that side of that, and you want to go on the other side of this, so you're lined up perfectly with that. This side's closer, though, and then you can just go in here. And then span through the dialogue with this. And I'm just going to show you the general thing that you're going to do for all 3. Don't I'm not going to demonstrate the rest of it because nobody cares. Like, it's literally all the same. So you're going to stand about here. I will explain. Now you want to target this after you hear the ding sound, not after it goes out. So you want to walk right through here, let him land on that. There's a hint the first time, skip that. Let that drop on his head, and that's the first hit. Now, I have had it happen where he just despawns before. Now you want to make sure that when he's following you automatically, he goes through those gaps. So it's only really something that's notable on the third wave. Okay, so for this wave is the one where it's notable. Rather than going up to get close to the torch, you want to stay here. Because you need him to walk through that gap to... Once he's through the gap, then you can go up close to this and raise it. Walk down here to stand behind this. And that's that. He's going to shoot all three. And then once the last ones get shot, you can just walk through there. You can still get stuck on Coral as he falls to pieces. Then you go through here, you walk up to the mirror, and that's the level. You can also walk, and when the screen goes dark, you can still walk a bit and collect more studs, and you want to spam so you can skip the cutscene at the end. And that's all of year one. It's not particularly complicated. That last level's actually the longest one of all the levels. When you're playing with Moonjumps, I don't remember which one's the longest without Moonjumps. Mostly because I don't particularly care as much about the no Moonjump categories. I still haven't done all Wizard cards no Moonjump, in case you're wondering how much I care about the no Moonjump categories. Like, I have all the records, except for no Moonjump all Wizard cards, because it doesn't sound like a particularly fun category. But yeah, that's year one. Just remember, timing starts when you select the file you're going to play on, when it's not, for any percent. Starts when you gain control for Replay Star and Free Play, and also for every individual year run. And for the route for the individual year run for year one, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to start on Incendio. And this is also the same for Replay Story. You're going to want to start the year one part of the run with Incendio, continue through, and then go back to Privet Drive and continue through to Mountain Troll. Because you always want to end on Mountain Troll when it makes sense to end on. Like that's done in Hundo. The last Free Play split is Mountain Troll. That's just how it is for this game. You end on Mountain Troll, if possible. That way, there you go. That way, when you deactivate Cutscene Glitch, it doesn't matter because the run's done. So that's just a general rule of thumb. The next year is, in my opinion, it's got a bit more complexities, but it's also got some easier parts. It's got the next 1 second level of the game, but yeah, year 2, I'll post that video soon. So, stay tuned for that.